What's going on, guys? This is Chandler Smith, and in this video, I'm gonna show you why most millionaires own real estate. And if you stick around to the end, I'm gonna explain how owning real estate is the easiest way to become a millionaire. So with all of that being said, let's jump into it. All right, guys, if you're new to the channel, I've been investing in real estate for the last 8 years. I currently own over $13 million of real estate, and I am a big believer that the easiest way to become a millionaire is through investing properly in real estate. Now, I wanna go through all of the reasons that most millionaires invest in real estate. However, the one thing that you need to know before starting this video is that 90% of the world's millionaires were created through investing in real estate. Now, Dale Carnegie said it, and this quote on Google said it. So take that stat for what it's worth. So now that we've shared that stat, let's just jump right into why millionaires use real estate to become millionaires and why it is the easiest to become a millionaire through investing in real estate. So it's kind of one of those chicken or the egg things, but either way, you've got to be investing in real estate. And the first reason is because of the return. When you look at an investment property, you have multiple different ways that you get a return. And if you invest properly, you can get upwards of a 15 to 20% return just in cash flow. That means that's passive income coming in every single month. Now, a lot of you are saying, well, Chandler, that's pretty good. I know there might be a couple other investments that can come close to that, but you're right, that sounds pretty good. Well, here's the deal. That is just one of the ways you get a return through real estate. The other one is appreciation. Now, if you don't know what appreciation is, essentially it's just that you own a property and it's going up in value every single day. So if you own it for a year, on average, real estate, depending on the area, goes up in value from 3 to 5%. So now you've added an additional 3 to 5% on top of that 15 to 20% in cash flow. But here's the deal. Appreciation is something that you can force. And what forced appreciation is when you purchase a property that is under market value, instantly you've forced appreciation. So now you have even more of that on the front end when you purchase a property properly, and then you're continuing to get that every single year for forever. Now, just after covering these two, so the cash flow and the appreciation, I feel like that puts real estate as one of the best investments, if not the best investment that you can make. But we're not even close to done talking about all of the pros of investing in real estate. The next huge pro to investing in real estate is the fact that you can use leverage. Now, what this means is if you want to purchase a $100,000 property, you can use $25,000 as a down payment and borrow the other $75,000. This means that you can get a $100,000 property for only $25,000 of your own money. So you've got leverage so that you can get more real estate. And what that does is that increases your appreciation and your cash flow. Because now, instead of buying one property for $100,000 with $100,000 cash, you can buy 4 properties with just $100,000. That means instead of just getting 3 to 5% appreciation on one property, you're essentially getting 12 to 20% in appreciation on one property because you only spent $25,000 on that. So a 5% return on the $100,000 property is actually a 20% return on your $25,000. And the same principle applies with your cash flow. Now, you do have a mortgage you have to pay, but because you're buying it with a smaller down, the return you get in cash flow, even after paying your mortgage, is going to be higher. So now you've increased your return exponentially in a huge way because you can buy 4 times the property, you're getting 4 times the appreciation, and you're getting substantially more cash flow. Now, the other reason that using leverage is so awesome is not only are you getting higher returns in your cash flow and in your appreciation, but you have something called principal paydown. When you use leverage, you have a mortgage, and that mortgage you pay every month, a portion of it goes to interest and a portion of it goes to principal paydown. So that's essentially just equity. It's like putting money into the bank. So on top of cash flow, on top of appreciation, on top of both of those being greater returns, you now also have principal paydown. This means that on your real estate investment, if you do it properly, you can get a 40 to 50% plus return on your investment. Now, this is absolutely insane. I mean, if you go and put your money into the stock market or some other investment, or even do a hard money loan to someone, you're talking 12% being the top of the market. Like a 12% return is incredible. But in real estate, we're talking about a 40 to 50 to maybe even 60 or 70% return, depending on the deal you find and how you structure it. And so this is why real estate investing is insane. And it's why so many millionaires have become millionaires through investing in real estate. But here's the deal. It gets better. And the reason it gets better is because all of the tax benefits you get by investing in real estate. You literally don't have to pay any tax on the return you receive from your real estate investment. Now, right now, you should have a huge red flag going up saying, Chandler, there's no way. Anytime someone says you don't have to pay taxes, you're doing something sketchy. And I would say in any other situation, that is true. And trust me, I've been around a lot of multimillionaire people that have done lots of sketchy stuff to try and avoid taxes. And a lot of that stuff is stuff that I want to stay far away from, because you never want to screw the government, because you can mess with your freedom doing that. However, this strategy is something that is super safe, super proven, it's been tried, and it's something that the government actually incentivizes. That's why it's structured this way. And so they incentivize it in two ways. Number one, they allow something called cost segregation, and cost segregation is tied in with depreciation. Now, don't let me lose you. I'm gonna make it very simple. Essentially what this is you own a property and they allow you to depreciate it in value on your taxes. So if you bought a $100,000 property, they let you say, okay, it's worth $100,000 now, but there's wear and tear. Next year, it's gonna be worth $98,000 or $95,000. Essentially, they allow you to depreciate it over a 28.5-year schedule. So a lot of you are saying, well, Chandler, that's not that much depreciation, and you're right. However, there is a principle called cost segregation. This allows you to depreciate certain parts of your property on a 3-year or a 5-year schedule. All that you need to understand is that this allows you to take a lot more depreciation, so you can cover all of the income you had with depreciation. So all of that cash flow, you don't have to pay tax on because of the depreciation. When it comes to the appreciation that we talked about, you don't have to pay tax on that until you sell the property, because you don't actually have that equity until a transaction happens where you sell the property and you get the money, which leads into the next tax benefit called a 1031 exchange. Now, what a 1031 exchange allows you to do is any equity you have in a property, so all that money you've been racking up through appreciation, if you sell your property and take that money and put it into a bigger property, you don't have to pay tax on it. So that means that due to the tax laws to incentivize you to invest in real estate, you don't have to pay tax on your cash flow. And if you get huge equity, huge appreciation on your property, and you sell it and buy another one with that same money, you don't have to pay any tax on that. And this is why so many millionaires continue to get more and more income, because they're doing it not only with a huge return through real estate, but without paying taxes in the process. So guys, we've now covered appreciation, cash flow, principal paydown, tax benefits. You can see that you get a huge return through investing in real estate. But right now you should have another red flag that's saying, well, here's the deal. I've always heard high risk, high reward. You must have some crazy risk investing in real estate to get this kind of return, because otherwise there's no way you'd be getting this kind of return. And guys, you're right, it should work that way. But once again, this is another reason that most millionaires own real estate, because the reality is you don't have that much risk. Now, a lot of you will say, well, what if your building burns down? What if you have an eviction? What if something happens to the property? What if you've got liability? Someone tries to sue you? All of these things are risks. But what's really cool about real estate is you've been provided a lot of ways to mitigate that risk. You have insurance that covers all of the liability stuff. If the building burns down, if something happens to someone, as long as you've got the right systems in place and you have insurance, you're protected from those things. You can also put your property in an LLC and have something called a non-recourse loan. What this means is whatever money is in that LLC and whatever's happening with the property, that can be somewhat in jeopardy. But with a non-recourse loan and with it in an LLC, even if the worst does happen, let's say you don't have insurance and it gets past your insurance and to that next point, if it's in an LLC, that's all that they can go after is the stuff that's in an LLC. On top of that, you can see that there are literally millions of people that are renting property from someone who's invested in real estate. And so it's something that's very common. Your risk of people not renting, you can always drop the rents a little bit and lower your return. When you're worried about a whole city burning to the ground, well, you've got insurance. Now, there are certain situations where people disappear and a market really tanks. But if you end up in a situation where the market does tank, as long as you hold on to the property and you bought it properly, remember, it's been going up in value every single year and it consistently goes up in value. So even if it drops in value, as long as you can hold out through that, maybe lower your rents if you need to, you're going to be in a place where you should at least still be able to break even. And as long as you hold on to the property, it's going to continue to go up in value. So when you look at all of your worst case scenarios, you start to say, holy cow, this is such low risk. When you look at other investments that are going to pay you a 50% plus return with no taxes, I'm sorry, you can't find them. And if you can, they have crazy risk. So you can start to see why, number one, millionaires invest in real estate because it is the best investment. However, a lot of you are saying, well, Chandler, I'm not a millionaire. I want to become a millionaire. Why would investing in real estate be the best way for me to do that? Well, first of all, we've shown you all of these different ways that you make a huge return with low risk. But on top of that, there's a very low barrier to entry to actually start investing in real estate. The government has provided you with tons of loans where you can put as low as 3.5% down on a property. That means if you want to buy a $100,000 property, you can get into it for $3,500. And so now you're looking at literally the best investment in the world, the investment that's helped 90% of millionaires become millionaires. And now it's extremely accessible to you if you just take the time, put in the research, understand how to invest, and start investing. If you guys enjoyed the video, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the little bell so that you can catch my future videos. Because in my other videos, my goal is to help you to build a huge passive income through investing in real estate. And if you're serious about doing it, you want to jump in with both feet, and you want a step-by-step plan to do it, you can actually use the link in the description. I have a real estate investing course, and you can use the code down there to get an additional $50 off of the course, and so that you can start investing in real estate. So guys, thank you so much for watching. Again, remember to smash that like button, and we'll look forward to seeing you in the future videos. Thanks guys, have a great day.